This video is going to be one of those videos that actually changes the direction of your life. Because I think by now you've figured out, this isn't a regular channel. Not one of those channels you scroll past on your YouTube homepage where some guy's like, I talked to a girl and she fainted, just to bait you into clicking a dumb thumbnail. No, the standard behind this channel is way higher than that. And this video, especially the exercise at the end, I genuinely hope it becomes one of those moments you look back on a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, and say, that moment shifted something for me. Because the thing that made me turn my own life around, going from someone with zero discipline to someone who actually has their life together, it wasn't some big dramatic event. It was a video. And I sincerely hope this video does the same thing for you. Here's what we're covering today. How to actually plan for the next year, which areas of personal development actually matter, what goals I recommend you set, and I'll share mine too. And at the end, we're doing an exercise. But before any of that, let's make sure we never fall into the 99% scenario again. The 99% scenario. You know what I'm talking about. The scenario that 99% of people run through every single year around New Year's. You've probably done it. I know I did it for years. Your friends do it. Your co-workers do it. Everyone does it. Here's how it goes. Around New Year's, every single motivational page starts posting those compilation edits. Last year I was still learning. This year I pulled up in a Lambo. And you're sitting there watching them, scrolling, getting hit with dopamine, building up this picture in your head of who you're going to become. And look, that feeling isn't bad on its own. The problem is your dopamine is through the roof and you're not actually doing anything. That cycle eats 3 weeks. Then the week before New Year's, you're either cleaning the house or packing for a trip. Fast forward to 2 minutes before midnight. You're in the most spiritual state you've ever been in. More zen than a monk who's been meditating for 30 years. And you're sitting there just praying. God, please fix this year. Please send the money. Please make things happen. And right there, your intention is already broken. Because you're not saying, God, give me the strength to go make it happen. You're just saying, send it, make it arrive. Then boom, New Year hits. Let me read you the motivational movie script, because I've basically got the whole screenplay memorized at this point. First 15 days, you do nothing. And you know why? Because the lazy part of your brain pipes up and says, look, we've been a mess for 15, 18, 20 years. We're about to make a huge change here. We need to rest first. Build up energy so we can start strong. And you buy it. Yeah, you're right. First 2 weeks I'll chill. I need the warm-up. 15 days gone. You finally come back to actually do something. You grab a book, start at the introduction, read 1 page, then tell yourself, nah, this is a waste of time. Let me skip ahead. You get to paragraph 2 of the next section and realize you've already forgotten paragraph 1 because you were staring at the words, not actually reading them. Then you tell yourself, you know what? If I'm going to start, I'm going to start right. Why begin weak? And just like that, you let the lazy part of your brain win again. You coast through the month and say, I'll get going next month. And just like that, it's over. That's how your motivational movie ends. We're not doing that this time. The 5 character stats. Let's look at you like a character in a game who's about to level up. There are 5 stats we're upgrading. 1, physical health and fitness. 2, mindset. 3, mental health. 4, knowledge and skills. 5, money. There's a 6th, relationships. But honestly, that's not the top priority right now. We'll get there. Part 1, physical health and fitness. The obvious benefit is clear. You're healthier, stronger, you'll live longer. But there are 2 other benefits that almost nobody talks about. Benefit number 2, respect. When you're in good physical shape, in every situation, work, relationships, even just the relationship you have with yourself, you get treated with a completely different level of respect. Think about it like this. Picture 2 versions of me walking into a business meeting. Version 1. Guy who clearly takes care of himself, stands up straight, gives a firm handshake, and when the other person shakes his hand, they immediately think this guy has his life together. Version 2, Out of shape, shuffling in, sits down, immediately starts going for the snacks on the table. Now let's say both versions have the same talent and experience. Actually, let's give version 2 more. Which one gets more respect? Which one walks out with the contract? It's obvious. And that respect doesn't just show up in business meetings. It shows up everywhere. It even shows up in the relationship you have with yourself. When you're in your best physical shape, the mental image you hold of yourself improves. You know your own worth. You move through the world differently. Benefit number 3, brain performance. I still can't believe that during exam season nobody made us exercise. If I could go back to that year, I'd carve out time for a walk every single day without question. Because your physical state and your diet directly affect how your brain works. There's a hormone called serotonin, the happiness hormone, and 80% of it is produced in your gut. Which means fixing your diet literally makes you happier. And think about how broken the system is when someone comes in depressed and a doctor just writes them a prescription, instead of saying, before the medication, let's get you moving, get you eating better, build some social connection. Either they don't know, or they're not saying it. And honestly, both are terrible. Where are you right now? If you're overweight, you already know. Start with the diet. And I don't mean immediately going full rabbit food, salads for every meal. That's not how it works in real life. From my own experience, I was never the guy obsessively tracking macros. I just cut out the garbage. No chips, no chocolate, no fast food, home-cooked meals as much as possible. That's genuinely half the battle. Then add one simple habit, walks or the gym. You don't have to go beast mode on day 1. Get on the treadmill, use the machines, just show up. The goal for this year is to take your physical state from negative to 0, so next year we can actually push it into the positive. If you're at an average level, start the gym seriously and go after muscle. Find a trainer or do a basic search. It's not complicated. If you're already in good shape, take it to the next level. Haven't worked on your core? Go after it. Pick up a new sport. My personal goals: put on 5 to 10 kilos of muscle, get an actual visible 6-pack, not just 2 lines you can barely see, and get to a decent level in boxing. Part 2. Mindset. Your mindset is the lens you see the world through, and everything you get out of life flows directly from what you put into that lens. Goggins told a story in one of his podcasts that I love. He talks about 2 brothers looking out a window at a tree in the yard. The first brother looks sad. You ask him why. He says, "That's the tree my father hung himself from." You walk over to the other brother. He looks happy. You ask him why. He says, "That's the tree where my dad and I used to play." Same tree, same events. The only difference is the frame. In this section, what I want you to do is find the frame that actually works in your favor. It doesn't have to be the perfect objective truth. It just has to be the one that moves you forward. Here's an example. You can run one of 2 frames. Frame 1. Look at people in America, in Switzerland. How am I supposed to compete? The odds are stacked against me. And I won't lie to you, there's truth in that. But here's frame 2. If I'd been born 300 years ago, in the worst possible conditions, in the poorest country on earth, how was I supposed to succeed then? When you compare yourself to that version of the world, look what you actually have. A roof, food, a device, internet access. Every piece of information you could ever need is available to you right now. So which frame actually helps you move? The one that reminds you of everything working against you? Or the one that shows you that you already have everything you need to win? That's what mindset work is. Look at the negative frames you're running right now. Start replacing them with ones that give you better outputs. Part 3. Mental health. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The mental health of 99% of us is messed up to some degree. And the reason is simple. Our brains were never built for the world we live in now. A brain that evolved in a small tribe, used to a quiet, slow-paced environment, suddenly gets handed Instagram. Billions of accounts, constant stimulation, high-resolution visuals, an infinite scroll. The amount of pressure that puts on your nervous system is insane. Look at how fast this escalated. Our ancestors got a dopamine hit from climbing a tree. A love story in a novel was enough to move someone. Then came Netflix, epic effects, massive storylines. Then YouTube with 15-minute videos. then Instagram with 1-minute clips, then Reels at 30 seconds, then TikTok at 10 to 15 seconds. Every 10 seconds, a brand new high-stimulation hit, and then another and another. Now you decide to sit down and read a book. Just text. No movement, no effects, no dopamine spikes. Of course, your attention wanders. That's not ADHD. Your dopamine baseline is just completely wrecked. Mental health isn't just about whether you're depressed or not. It's in the small stuff, like porn addiction, which has somehow become so normalized that when a study comes out saying 90% of people struggle with it, people just shrug. Yeah, makes sense. And all of these small things are quietly doing serious damage. What I want you to work on this year, identify the habits that are dragging your mental health down and cut them. Quit the porn. Quit compulsive self-gratification. Start dopamine detoxing. Start meditating. Feeling overwhelmed? Confused about what dopamine detoxing even means? Not sure how to meditate? Don't worry, and I'm not here to lecture you. I know you've probably watched 1,000 videos on this stuff and the advice hasn't worked. Because 90% of the advice out there is genuinely bad. I'm going to break down every single one of these topics in dedicated videos over the coming year, and we'll solve them one by one properly. Part 4. Knowledge and skills. The gap between successful people and unsuccessful people in any field comes down to two things: discipline, obvious, and knowledge. A while back I was watching an interview with Mr. Beast. The depth of knowledge he had about YouTube was genuinely mind-blowing. He got into thumbnail data and was breaking down things that no normal creator would ever bother to test. Like, we looked at our data, and when my mouth was open in the thumbnail, we got this percentage of clicks. When I closed it slightly, it went up a little. When I showed more teeth, it went up again. He'd gone to that level of detail. He'd brought in psychologists to understand the reasoning. No one else does that. And in 1 year, he gained 155 million subscribers. That's not a coincidence. Two boxers, one just trains hard, the other trains hard and researches everything. Recovery methods, nutrition, technique breakdowns. Same discipline. Who wins? The one with more knowledge, every time. What I want you to do, run an info detox. Train your algorithm to show you content that actually serves you. See something random and useless? Hit not interested. See something valuable that's helping you grow? Like it, comment, engage. Show YouTube what you want more of. The goal, 95% of what you consume should be working for you. The other 5% can be your fun channel, something you put on while you eat or wind down on a Friday night after a solid week. I personally love watching Stradman. The guy is entertaining and I genuinely enjoy it. You can have your version of that, but treat it as a dessert, not the main meal. And here's something that surprises people. When you spend most of your time in learning mode, those moments of relaxation hit completely differently. You actually appreciate them because you've earned them. Part 5. Money. I'll definitely be putting out a full video on which skills to learn and which business models make sense for beginners. But for right now, here's the one thing I need you to hear. Don't obsess over making money on the side yet. Your number one priority has to be personal development. Because here's the truth. I could hand you the best money-making blueprint ever created, the perfect strategy, everything laid out step by step. But if your mental health is off, if you don't have discipline, if your mindset is broken, if your physical state is draining your energy, you will fail. Not because the strategy is bad, because the foundation isn't there yet. What I want you to do this year is invest in yourself and learn one skill at a professional level. Something with a real future. Something AI isn't replacing anytime soon. Something that solves a real problem. Think about what Elon Musk said. You get paid in proportion to how hard the problem is that you solve. Being a cashier is fine, but it's not solving a hard problem. A skilled programmer who can build world-class websites, that's a hard problem. That's serious value. And serious value gets serious money. Focus on your craft first. The business and freelance conversations come after. The exercise. And now, the exercise I've been building toward this whole time. Close your eyes. Seriously, if you're already planning to do this stuff later, it won't work. This moment matters. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine 10 years have passed and things are bad. You're not happy with how you look physically. You're not happy with who you're with. You watch everyone around you, friends, classmates, people you used to know, and they've all moved further ahead. You don't just have a rough day here and there, you're genuinely unhappy with your life. And you keep thinking to yourself, if only I could go back 10 years. That's all I need. I'd do everything differently. Just give me that one chance. Open your eyes. You just got it. Right now. You are 10 years back. Out of 8 billion people on this planet, billions of them wishing for exactly this, the chance was given to you, only to you. So tell me, this time around, how are you going to play it?